You are currently in the halls of Isis, a celestial school. There are rules within this school. These rules require that we increase our inner illumination. Look at the tree trunk that has been cut. This circle in the center reflects a sacred geometrical shape that represents the divine plane. When we look at these planes, we are being communicated that we can access higher worlds by increasing our inner illumination. Like the circle around, or the circles around the tree trunk, we access greater levels through inner meditation of sacred geometrical shapes, unlocking our greatest human potential. You are enhancing your astral body of consciousness or your etheric body of prana. The circle in the center of the tree stump is the center of the sphere of creation, becoming a co-creator through our imagination, through meditation, and looking within in order to transcend the physical human body and gravity. These symbols reflect breaking the boundary within the physical reality. In modern physics, the point of creation can expand to a sphere around it, like ripples or circles around the point. And as we expand this sphere, we break boundaries which contain us or suffer us within our realities. We can see that your body makes someone who is suffering. And this suffering does not have to be. We can break that boundary by breaking our thought forms to match and mirror godlike images. So sacred geometry is the fundamental foundation for mirroring thought forms of God, which break the boundaries of physical laws, binding us on our knees, down on our knees, and instead turning around and entering into a new world through this devotion to this celestial school that Isis is presenting for you. The circle in the center of the tree is a gateway to the divine plane. This is why the angel at the bottom of the tree is pointing toward a window that comes out of our third eye. Likewise, you have a man behind you, a spirit guide, who is showing you that you have a gateway out of the back of your head, shining toward your ability to access new worlds, worlds that are unseen. In Egypt, scientists are utilizing biogeometry to alter our human health. At the Egyptian Research Center, they actually affect the human body by using a method called harmonization with biogeometry. And this biogeometry was an experimental project, and it actually gave great results where people said, I have back my joy for life, and basically healed them of many illnesses and ailments. The 0 point of creation or singularity is not only an imagination, but it is a science, and it is Christ consciousness, and it is the Christ that births within us as a single point of information that emanates to many other points. So being birthed with Christ consciousness is information. It's knowledge. It helps us to transcend death. It helps us to awaken to shifting our thought forms. It helps us to move away from dualistic thinking into a Trinitarian or a singular 0-point way of thinking so that we are not polarized by pain. And this pain and suffering is what we are being asked by the divine ones, the invisible ones, to move away from, because their alternate future is having to reincarnate and live a life under the roots of an earthbound tree, bound to darkness, bound to duality, life and death. We want to transcend death. And the only way to do so is to completely rebirth ourselves and to shift who we are and begin to mirror the school of these invisible beings who are in your presence, teaching you that unfortunately we thought this awakening was going to just automatically give us the ability to fly and to speak and to raise the dead and perform miracles, but it actually takes work. We must become a scientist. We have to understand sacred geometry and numerology and frequency. Polarity exists in lower worlds of manifestation. So metaphysics gets us into a stairway or even a portal or a gateway to our transcendence, our robe of glory, and our release and freedom from pain and suffering. Each circle emanating from the center of the tree describe worlds, and each world has its own particular access or gateway to enter those spheres. The physical plane is a large circle, like the top of the tree. The divine plane is the dot in the center of the tree. The spiritual plane is a triangle or a tower, crystal-like beam. This would look like your hands. Your hands are the spiritual plane. There is an archetypal plane, a mental plane, the emotional astral plane, and the vital physical plane. And there are images to imagine before accessing those particular planes. Behind you is a meditation that I just uploaded on my TikTok channel, and it is the Table of the Holy Grail. In order to find 0-point centering, we have to be completely cleansed through recapitulation. Recapitulation is something that I've been doing for years. This means true forgiveness, true illumination, true 0-point centering through not being polarized by low self-worth or self-importance. In order to find our true 0-point centering, this is the deathless death, and the deathless death is a process. So if you've gone through the deathless death and you know that you have forgiven and you are not polarized by suffering, pain, low self-worth, or self-importance, then you will be ready to access the divine plane. But if you are still in suffering, if you are still polarized, if you are still angry, if you are still sad, then you will want to recapitulate and do other meditations, because the divine plane can hurt those who cannot handle the energy of the higher worlds. The rose represents an activation of your DNA, of your biofield, of your holy temple. The rose is at your temple. Your holy temple is the house for the Holy Spirit to abide. And the Holy Spirit cannot live within our body if it suffers. It needs us to be joyful and happy. A meditation that I would encourage you to do is to bring the dot, which is the divine plane, into the cave of Brahma, which is the temple of your head, like a rose. The rose has a divine circle dot, the center of creation at the center. And you expand that golden, bright, white, yellow, golden dot that is in the center of your head, and you bring it out into a giant sphere like you see behind you. And so then you bring it back into your head, and then you grow it again. And like exercising, this increases your spiritual muscle to envision the physical plane as a giant sphere, the divine plane as a pinpoint dot of divine energy. So you put that dot in the center of your head, make it shine brightly. Don't forget, your inner child is a very magical energy that can help you imagine. So use giggles and laughter and feel really happy doing this. And see this bright light of energy at the center and grow it like a rose and make it big. And if you want to have fun with it, you're going to make the sphere around your body, bring it back into your head, make the sphere go around the house, bring it back into your head, make it go around your whole country, bring it back into your mind, make it go all the way around the entire earth, and then bring it back in. And this will help you to increase your ability to access both the spiritual and the physical plane, and to communicate to the telepathic ones that you are ready to step into thought forms of God and to become holy and to wear that robe of glory, where this robe is your promise that the dark ones will no longer be able to see you or detain you. The golden egg behind you is a symbol for creation myths all around the world, including India, Finland, and Greece. The Matsya Purana, the self-manifested being, creates the primordial waters and places the seed of creation inside it, which turns into the golden womb. This is a symbol of the universe. It contains both male and female principles. In ancient Greece, the Pelasgians believed that the goddess Eurynome laid the world egg and ordered the cosmic snake Ophion to encircle it until it hatched the world. The cosmic egg was seen as the soul of the primeval waters from which creation arose. This is simply saying that once we have gone through the divine marriage of flesh and spirit, we are birthing the golden egg of the Christ child. Through this Christ child, we are going to shift how we think. We're going to shift how we eat. We're going to shift how we relate to each other. Who is your mother and your father? Only those who serve God. Who are your friends? Those who serve God. Because the lower worlds, they feed on each other's dramas. They feed on each other's pains and sufferings, whether they know it or not. We no longer have devotion to this world or the people in it. Our devotion is to God. And God will bring you the people who also mirror God. And they will begin to receive information about thought forms of God and about accelerating and increasing our psychotelepathic fuel. In order to become a master that walks on water, we must embody the steam of Christ. Water and fire make steam. So your piece is plainly saying, you are now in the halls of a divine being who mirrors God. They mirror steam. They mirror Christ. And they love you in the sense that they see that you have the potential to stand up and mirror that energy yourself, creating your own world behind you. And certain meditations are very powerful for you. And Continue your meditations, continue your awakening, and step into your power. You are meant to be powerful. It is actually a sin to deny that power. It's a sin to deny your crown. It's a sin to deny your true self within you, which is really growing. The minute we become worldly and we neglect higher knowledge, it creates stagnation and death. And this is what your piece is saying. 2024 to 2084. 6 electrons is the electrons of an invisible energy that is given to us for those of us who choose to follow the way, the truth, and the life energy. There are so many lies out there. It's difficult to not be deceived. But the secret is gateways. And these gateways come through the third eye. And this means the more that we increase our ability to imagine sacred geometrical shapes through certain meditations, the more the truth will be hitting directly into our heart chakra, where we just know. And we are not confused. We just know. And then we will set other people free also. And we will bring heaven to earth. I hope this helped you. And if it didn't, make sure that you study the symbols yourself to help you on your journey of accessing telepathic thought forms, which is symbology.